Viewer discretion is advised.
Ann Walton Kroenke is the wife of Stan Kroenke, who also owns the Rams. The Walton part is important, being that she is an heiress to the Walton fortune, as she is the niece of founder Sam Walton. She married Stan in 1974, and he made his money in real estate and now lives the life of being a rich white asshole when he married into the richest family on earth that could build a stadium out of diamonds if they wanted to. What a dick. Denver Nuggets, thank you for drafting and stashing the league's biggest ball hog, a guy more cancerous than anal polyps. You lost 23 straight games in 1997 and 1998. You have 0 NBA championships. You've been in the NBA since 1976, and you've never even won a conference championship. You exit the first round faster than Indian curry through a white person's butthole. Dear Minnesota Timberwolves, thank you for sparing us the misery of being royally outclassed in the first round by the Warriors and eliminating us from the playoffs on the last day of the season. That kind of trauma just reminds us too much of when we were Kobe Bryant's playoff bitch. Sincerely, the Denver Nuggets. P.S. Who thought that paying Isaiah Thomas was a good idea? The frightening first year of the NBA's three-pointer. Though the margin of victory was 48 points, the Bucks only made one three-pointer the entire game. The Nuggets didn't make one, and though detailed stats are missing, the league average back then was 2.77 attempts per game. Smell a video here. The Bucks were monstrous as Pat Cummings led the charge with 30 points and 7 Bucks had double figures. Gary Garland gets the Razzie for the Nuggets. In 30 minutes, he had 4 points, 3 turnovers, and 4 fouls. Looking like Top Cat from Cartoon Yore, Rocky the Mountain Lion is like many of the other mascots, fun-loving, dunking, you know, the usual. That is until he showed up at a GOP rally and got himself in hot water as the Nuggets issued a statement denying links to a mascot showing any type of political affiliation. On the court, I guess all of Rocky's shots go to the left. Located across from Elitch Gardens, an amusement park, the building features an atrium at its entrance that has a statue hanging from the ceiling with hockey and basketball players falling from the sky, which I bet trips you out after having consumed some special brownies that tasted kind of funny. This one is hilarious because the Nuggets cheated out the entire WWE. In 2009, the Nuggets surprisingly advanced to the conference finals. The problem was, they double booked the Pepsi Center for Game 4. The NBA won the fight and the WWE took their ball to LA. Man, the Nuggets did do Vince pretty raw. Nikola Jokic is the softest player in the NBA. Literally, the guy looks like a Krispy Kreme donut. After getting called possibly the worst 2 seed of all time, you went out and proved him right by shitting the bed against the Blazers in 7. Remember how bad Nicholas Schkitzvili was? 3.2 points per game bad. It's moves like that that have kept you from not making a finals.
Rocky the Mountain Lion, Denver. You gotta love the name and the look here. A very unique look that also makes sense. I'm also a fan of the jumpsuit. A good job done by the Nuggets PR team. Rating 8 out of 10. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. This shouldn't be a controversial selection, even though instinctually it might be to some people. Jokic is the only player in Nuggets franchise history to win MVP, and he's probably going to do so again this year. As far as offensive players go, Jokic is about as complete as any other player in NBA history. He does everything well. He can shoot threes from mid-range, finish around the basket, and of course, tops it all off with his legendary passing ability. He's a treat to watch, and I hope someday he's able to win a championship. For Nuggets, Nikolos Schkitzvili. I shit you not, a huge reason why Denver drafted Skeeta 5th overall in 2002 was because he made 10 threes in a row during a workout. Denver thought they were getting a more athletic version of Dirk Nowitzki, but unfortunately for them, once the game started, Skeeta forgot how to play basketball. He lasted just 2.5 seasons in Denver before being traded away. He lasted just 1.5 more seasons in the league after leaving Denver, mostly as a bench warmer. To understand how badly this guy sucked, he took 626 shots in his career and scored just 507 points. Yeah, garb. Denver Nuggets, blowing a 3-2 lead in the 2019 Western Conference semifinals as a 2 seed. It was between either this series or the 2009 Western Conference Finals when the Nuggets had the series tied 2-2 before losing in 6, but I went with the more recent series. Following a monster 4 overtime win in Game 3 by Portland to put them up 2-1, people thought the Nuggets were cooked. cooked, but surprisingly enough, they fought back to take a 3-2 lead. After Portland won Game 6 pretty handily, it all came down to a Game 7 in Denver, and it was very, very competitive despite Damian Lillard playing like complete dog shit. The Nuggets kept fighting back and forth and had multiple possessions with a chance to take a lead late, but they couldn't do it, as the Portland Trailblazers ended up squeaking out a 100-96 win, thanks in large part to the Nuggets shooting 7 for 24 from the field in the fourth quarter, including 0 of 6 from 3. This playoff series that happened 5 years ago is the biggest reason Nikola Jokic doesn't deserve MVP this year. Yeah, I'm really smart. Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. This selection was a lot tougher than I thought. The Nuggets have quietly built a very, very good team with not many holes. No offense to Sarah J. However, the one player that you can say makes maybe a little bit too much money is Michael Porter Jr. He's had injury issues with his back, and he's pretty one-dimensional in terms of his game offensively. He's an elite shooter from three-point range, but other than that, he can't really play off the dribble. Basically, think a worse version of Klay Thompson. Not bad, but not worth $30 million a year. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, 2023. I'm recording this after Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and Denver is currently 3 wins away from winning their first championship, and Nikola Jokic is in the midst of a historic playoff run, as we all know, averaging an absolutely ridiculous 30 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists on amazing efficiency. It's just unbelievable. And if he finishes the deal, which he should, this will go down as not just the best playoff run in Denver Nuggets history, but one of the greatest playoff runs by any player in NBA history, period. Jokic's best game, ironically, so far in this postseason, in my opinion, was in Game 4 versus Phoenix when he dropped 53 points and 11 assists in a loss. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Skidishvili. I talked about how terrible Skida was in one of my more recent videos, but I'm just going to remind you again. He lasted about 2.5 years in Denver, appearing in 143 games, averaging 3.2 points per game on 30% shooting, 24% three-point shooting, and basically terrible averages everywhere else. You're never going to guess this, but he was 7 foot tall. I remember reading somewhere once that the reason the Nuggets took Skida 5th overall was because he made 10 threes or so in a row during a workout. And you have to remember, this was just as Dirk Nowitzki was cementing himself as a superstar in the early 2000s, so every team was looking for the next Dirk. I highly doubt the Nuggets will ever draft a good player whose first name starts with the letters Nikos. Denver Nuggets. I'm a big Jokic fan, but his 2 MVPs are some of the most forgettable MVPs in history. He has devalued the award to the point nobody even cares about it anymore. He will never be the best player in the league because defensively he gets picked on in crucial moments like we've seen in the playoffs over the last several years. Let's be real though, not even Denver really gives a shit about the Nuggets. The Nuggets could win the title on the same day as Russell Wilson posting a video about loving Jesus, and Wilson's video would lead to Denver news. Never forget Jamal Murray had premarital sex.